So here we have the Hydrophobia 70-200 and 300-600. Now these are very technical products, so what we're going to do is really dissect all the features that we've incorporated into these products that really keep your camera waterproof when you're out there shooting, when it's really rainy and stormy conditions.
That's right. So let's first talk about the Hydrophobia 70-200. Fits 70-200 2.8s or similar size lenses, fit the f4, will also fit the 100-400. So one of the unique features about this particular product is the integrated camera strap. Now, as you can see, this top part is welded on to the rain cover, so it makes it this waterproof seal. It connects on the inside, on the underside of the camera barrel, so that you can actually use this strap as your integrated camera strap. The strap that you have connected to your camera will actually just affix right here to this elastic strap, keeping it dry, so that when it stops raining, you take off the rain cover, your camera strap isn't soaking wet.
Right, and what's really important about that is that if the camera strap actually goes through the rain cover, what happens is the camera strap gets wet and the water starts going through your cover to your camera. And so this system is designed to prevent that problem.
Exactly. So as you can see, there's a very large viewing window. You can see your LCD, you can see all of your controls. It even extends up to the top so you can see what your settings are. So the eyepiece, we have separate eyepieces, right? And this is individual for Canon, for Nikon. Take a look on the website. There's individual eyepieces, and they let you know which camera bodies fit which. So it fits through this neoprene seal here. Just attaches on, you take off your regular eyepiece, attach ours, and then fit this through this neoprene seal, and that sits right on this ledge right here to make sure that that's a nice waterproof seal.
Right, so even though it is waterproof, what we've also done is created this flap in the version 2.0. And the purpose of this is twofold, is that once it comes down, it protects your eyepiece itself, from dust or anything getting onto the inside. But also if it is raining, it will cause the water to come right over the top, which is just another layer of protection, to protect the camera.
So that's when you're not shooting. When you are shooting, this just flips up and attaches like that.
And so if we look at some of the other features, the first one is that when you attach this, there's actually a non-slip rubberized material on the front. And what this does is that when you wrap it around your lens, you can tighten this so that it's secure. The purpose so that it doesn't move back and forth when you're shooting.
Doesn't slip, doesn't slide,
right,
doesn't pop off.
Stays in position.
Exactly. So we have this little pocket right here, and this actually holds a little lens cap. It's a little waterproof lens cap that you can just pop over your lens as you're shooting, or when you're not shooting, more like. If you are taking a break, you don't want water to get on the element, just pop that on and wait till the action begins again.
There's also a small dedicated pocket for your eyepiece, with a little symbol there of the eyepiece. And what you do is you put your eyepiece in there. Oftentimes, well, you have to make sure that you know where this is at all times because it's fairly small and you don't want to lose it.
Exactly.
So that's why we created this dedicated pocket, which is right on the rain cover itself. So you just leave it in there at all times.
So we have two different entries into the rain cover. We have a left arm, so we have a right arm right here that allows you to pick up the camera, get to your controls, and then on the left side, you can get to your focus, your zoom, everything, all your controls on the lens. It also allows you to attach it to a tripod or a monopod, and when conditions get really stormy, you can just tighten this up and everything is protected. Now otherwise you can just tighten it just a little bit and then still get to your lens like that.
Right, so each armhole has an elastic bungee cord. And so what you do is when you're shooting, you make this tighter like this so that when you put your hand in, you're creating the smallest hole possible so that water won't get in there. And oftentimes, when it's raining, you'll also have gloves on too. So that's why these holes are just simply so big.
Yeah. And sometimes it's nice to even get some airflow running through here, especially if there's moist conditions. So you can open these all up, you get a lot of nice airflow, and everything stays nice and clean.
Right. So why don't we talk about the larger one? And so the 300-600 is really a different animal because it's for much bigger lenses than this. And so just to start off, it does come with this extension piece, and the extension piece is specifically for 600mm lenses. They're just so much longer that we created this extension that goes on the lens hood.
Exactly. Right here we have a 400-2.8 with the lens hood in the shooting position. So as you can see, you got a lot of distance that you got to cover.
Right, so one of the key features on this one is that we designed it so that you can roll up the rain cover and you can put it in this midsection here so that the whole rain cover is located on the hood. And the purpose of this is that often when you go out, you don't know really when it's going to rain, but you still want your rain cover. So what this allows you to do is locate it on the hood, and then when you want to, you can deploy it and pull it out over the whole thing when it's needed. Okay, so before I deploy this, a couple quick things. You can see one, there is a line on the top, and what that line is there for is so that you can line it up properly on top of the lens and the camera. And like the other one, it does have two straps here with the rubberized material underneath to locate it, again, to prevent it from moving back and forth.
Because those hoods are so big, we want to provide two strap points.
It has the cap, same as the other one, and it also has the dedicated eyepiece pocket as well. So the way you deploy this is that you loosen up the bungee cord, and then this just pops out like so and completely goes over. Now, similar to the other one, you have to put the eyepiece on first, so why don't we do that? See the pocket for the eyepiece.
So this just slides on.
Okay. Now, when it goes over, the intent is that yes, this is really tight. The purpose of that is that this is really a waterproof seal, so you really have to pull it over into position. Okay. So, especially for a monopod, normally you would zip this up. And there's a couple things about this particular cover which is great for sports photography, is that there's enough room that's happening in this area that actually you can turn the camera vertical. You can turn it back and forth, and there's enough room that allows you to do that, which is great. The other thing, oftentimes you have to put a teleconverter on, and again, there's enough room in here where you can put your hands in. You can disconnect the camera body, and you can put that teleconverter on and then put the camera back on again.
Exactly. So this one has actually a dedicated left arm here to get to your focus ring, and then it also has this bottom tube, which could go down a tripod or monopod, and then also your right arm as well. So there's three distinct entries into the rain cover.
Right. So with your left arm, I can still manually focus. I can also get at all my different buttons that I may need to change depending on what I'm shooting. So that is the Hydrophobia 300 to 600.
And again, we have two different sizes, one for the 70 to 200 and similar size lenses, and one for those larger lenses, 300 to 600. So that's the Hydrophobia system from Think Tank Photo. Thanks for watching.